So this morning I thought I would talk to you a little bit about Wally, kind of let you get to know him a little bit more. I kind of felt from my last video it's all fair and good seeing him doing the exercise, but equally you don't know him as a horse either. And also did a little review on bits and why I use bombers. He is now 9, he's meant to be 16.3, but I think he's more 17.1. As you can see, he is a giant. I'm 5'1", so that doesn't help the situation either. He's quite a fussy horse in the mouth. I will also link a picture somewhere of his mouth. So when he was younger, he was kicked. So he's missing his 2 front teeth, which over time has allowed his jaw to grow in a slightly abnormal way. So I've always found that he doesn't want to seek the contact. He's got all this power from the hind end, but he doesn't want to take that into the base of his neck and stretch it forward. So this is where Kirstie from Forelock and Load really helped me out. So I had the dentist out, and then got on the phone to Kirstie straight away. Actually, no, that's a lie. I went to the shop. I saw Kirstie in person, and she recommended the titanium DC dressage bomber. My link is in the bio. I'll stick that up as well, of my blog of it. It's a bit more detailed than this, but I love these bits. They are beautifully made. They're soft everywhere about them. There's no pinch line. The whole cheek piece swivels, which means that there's no locking point when you put the bit in the horse's mouth. Instead of it just sitting and being solid, there's a complete twist, so he can place that mouthpiece wherever he likes. It's got I don't know if you can be able to see, but he's got a lovely high port, which allows, excuse me, there are my other bits. It's got a lovely high port in it, so he can place his tongue underneath. It's got all the freedom, and it moves really beautifully in the mouth. The top of the cheek also twists, which is slightly different to your usual hanging cheek. So by having the twist in it, this allows the cheek piece to stay parallel with the face. And that alleviates the pole pressure too, which is also another fantastic point of this bit. He's really liked it. He's worked beautifully in this for the last, gosh, it must be a month going on 2 months. So this is the bit that I rode him in when I took him to Potter Park. And I had fantastic control in all 3 phases in it. I hadn't had to change it. He has previously been ridden in the Cheltenham Gag in the jumping, just purely because he's such a big horse, and I am so little. Just having a bit of extra control really helps. But with this, I haven't needed to, which is brilliant. But now I found him to seek the contact, I'm actually finding this bit a little bit too strong, which is where I have flipped to the next. So this is the bit that I am now trying him in. This is a bit that Kirstie's always said is a complete must-have in your tack room, and now I've got one, I completely agree, and I understand why it's a must-have in my tack room. So this is the Bomber's Ultra Comfy Lockup. So there are 2 points on this bit. There's a lockup that locks down, which means the bit cannot drop, and there's a lockup that comes back as well. So when it's sat in the horse's mouth, it cannot drop on that point, creating a downwards motion on the bars, and it cannot lock and create a nutcracker action. So I'll show you the movements in this. So as soon as you release, so it becomes a straight bar if it were, but as soon as you release the rein, it becomes a loose bit again. So when you compare that to a normal single joint, this is a little redoom bit, so it's got little rings, but I can bend that all the way there. So when it's sat in his mouth like this, it can bend the whole way there, and it can drop the whole way down. So this creates, excuse me, this creates a downwards motion. This creates a downwards motion on his mouth and on his bars, and actually that can put quite a lot of pressure in the unnecessary places that actually for a horse like this who doesn't want to seek the contact it's not very kind. The nutcracker action as well, obviously if this was the horse's tongue, as it snaps down, it pinches the tongue as well. Someone's coming down. Big shout out to Bombers and obviously Kirstie at Forelock and Load. Really believe in these bits, and I think they're absolutely fantastic. They've always worked my horses. They do bespoke bit moulding clinics as well, which is a massive bonus. So if you've got a horse that's quite tricky in the mouth, they come out, they mould the mouth and see kind of actually exactly what's going on in there, which obviously from the outside we can't always see. So it's a really interesting thing to get involved in. If you enjoyed this review and a little get to know Wally, Stay tuned and I'll get some more up of the rest of the horses.